You know, you've bought that ice cream or you've made that ice cream and you really want to show it to your customers. And because of the really great curved glass and the lowest profile in the industry, everyone from children to adults are going to be able to see the product that you're putting forward in a well-lit, well-presented way. There's a lot of dipping cabinets in the market, but they don't all have the advantages that Global provides. One of the great advantages is that you'll see some in the market that have a T or a V at the top. But on Global, we have this great counter here, which can be for cups, it can be for spoons, it can be for displaying your waffle cones, and even for when your employees are handing over the product, it has a safe place to grab it. This area right here is super helpful in your marketing and your business. Let's also talk about some other Global advantages that exist. Within this glass, this special glass that is made specifically for Global, they have gas in there and they also have heated electrical elements. And then they also have a special coating. This three-part team comes together and ensures that you're not getting fog and condensation blocking your money, because every scoop and every time someone sees that ice cream, that's your sales. So Global really does a great job of making sure that your product is shown in the best light possible. And speaking of lights, it actually is an LED light. Some of the other aspects of Global that are very strong are the style of hinges that it uses are not plastic and metal, and they can last a very long time. You also have proprietary and one-in-the-world style of the wrap around the box itself. This means that there's actually continuous copper flowing all the way around, not pieces brought together with many different welds. This means that the longevity of the Global unit is going to be the best on the market. Some other aspects that make the Global Busy Dipper Wide series great is that you actually have this workspace in the rear. Then that allows you, when working with it, to actually have your hand and cup right there, and filling it allows you to make sure your employees are making the best possible product. When you don't have this work area, it's very difficult to do larges and scoops, and especially if you're scooping hard pack ice cream, it can be hard to really make it a good scoop. Other aspects that you have on this is you're not sliding back and forth, and in time that really is just a poor design. Being able to open and close and having rubber stoppers in case your employees lose it. You also have these very strong plexiglass plastic, which is specially made for Global, and you also have the ability to have different racking or canning systems. When we talk about racking or canning systems, we're discussing the ways in which you will present your product. There are three main ways that you can present your product in a Global Busy Dipper Wide. One is a row pack kit, the other is what's called a can skirt kit, and then the last is a gelato style pan kit. And so a row pack kit is a 3-gallon, 2-gallon, or even 1-gallon white tub, and we're going to show you more about that. And a can skirt kit is when you're usually getting wholesale ice cream in a cardboard that's meant to hang in there and have the product be fitting those cardboard cutouts. And then the last is a gelato style using a 1/3 Cambro pan, which in the video you're going to need to see that there are very special specifications for which pans will work. You can't assume a normal gelato pan will work, only certain styles will. But that way you can display in the gelato style without having to pay for the extra cost of a foreign gelato cabinet, which is much more expensive. These are static freezers, meaning that you're not having forced air going and drying out the product, which can occur. You also have on a Global, on the bottom of each of the dipping cabinets, you have small sheets that are there to protect it from tubs dimpling and bending into the strong bottom. And then you also have on the compressor mount a small area that has channeling, which will allow air to move through and not have your product not getting full flow. Some other aspects of the Busy Dipper that you need to be aware of is that you have your air intake and outtake, and that you need to make sure that you're not blocking those. So in the front bottom of the Busy Dipper series, you're going to see where there's a cutout there, and it's very important that as you're building your wall, if you're using a wall, that you leave space at least 4 inches for this air to breathe right here, and then not putting wood to block it right there. So some other customizable aspects of your Global dipping cabinet can be that it can come in black or white. The inside will always be white, but what I want to also draw your attention to is the little details with Global. So this isn't just a spray-on white. This is actually baked on, and so this process provides really good protection over the time and investment in your dipping cabinet. Well, there might be other dipping cabinets in the market that maybe have a lifespan of 3, 4, 5 years. Your Global constantly has a lifespan of 15, 20, 25 years. If you are ever kind of wanting to know exactly what makes Global difference, please feel free to call us and we can discuss in detail with you the small things that make Global the clear, better choice for your dipping cabinet needs. Hi there, ice cream friends. This is Evan, and we're at Global Refrigeration, formerly Kelvinator, a really long legacy business in the ice cream industry. And today we're going to be discussing with you hardening cabinets. At the heart of anyone who's making their own ice cream product, there are two things you need. You need a hardening cabinet and a batch freezer. And so I'm going to go show you some of the parts of their line. All their hardening cabinets begin with T. And so you have a T30 HSP, which is a single door unit. That goes to -30, has defrost, and is made really well with great doors. On this one, we've showed you all the row packs. What happens is you take your ice cream from your batch freezer, you extrude the product into this, and then it goes into a hardening cabinet. You can get about 5 a shelf, and here you see these 3-gallon row pack tubs. So this hardening freezer is designed for ice cream that you're taking out of the batch freezer, and then you're putting it inside of the hardening cabinet. And so all these machines are well built in the US and have a good warranty. We also have the double door line. The double door line is known as the T50 line. So you have a T50 HSP, which has solid doors instead of a 4-door or a quad door. Then you also have the T50 HSQL, which is this one. So it has 4 doors and 4 chambers, and then you can have your base shelf, middles, and your top. And then there's also the T50 HSQ HP, which goes to -40. We have these cardboard containers. Some people call them cans or skirts. And in here, what I'd like to notice is that we always keep a bit of a distance from the top of the shelf so that the air can go through. When you set your shelves, if you set them too high and it's blocking it, the airflow can't go through. A lot of reasons customers enjoy the double door is that they can fill this up and then only be working in the top and then filling that and having less of the cold air escape. All of these machines have an automatic defrost on every 8-hour cycle, and all of these machines are made in South Carolina, proudly in the US. A hardening cabinet is so much better than a normal freezer. Your normal freezer might max out at -10 Fahrenheit, and that's taking the temperature next to actually the Freon line, not really inside the cabinet. Whereas these, the temperature is going down to -30 or -40, depending on the model, and that's ensuring that your ice cream is getting frozen at the right rate, you're having a good mouthfeel, your ice crystallization isn't happening, and if you're using it to kind of get it hard before transitioning it or shipping it, it'll get it all the way down to temp. So again, a hardening cabinet is not a normal freezer, that's why they're more expensive, and a hardening cabinet is not a blast freezer as well. They're cooling the product not from giant fans, but from such inner coldness in the walls. So it's really vital that you understand the difference between a hardening cabinet, blast freezer, and a normal freezer. And at Global, we just think that the reputation is great. There are mom and pop stores all across the country that use them. There are chains. They have good customer service, made in the USA, and really backed by a reliable team. So that's why we recommend Global for any of your hardening cabinet needs in the frozen dessert industry. So let's jump in and learn more about how to receive your freezer and all the benefits of your freezer and all the ways that you can use it, and then also how you can upkeep it and make sure your freezer lasts. Thank you, and here's to your success in the frozen dessert business. Hi there, ice cream friends. So we're looking at our ULG50. This is our display model, our vertical display for that you can put ice cream cakes in, pints, any kind of to-go items for your customer. And you know, these models are built specifically for the ice cream industry and built specifically to serve in the ice cream industry. And why that's so important is one of the things is the temperature range. This temperature actually goes down to -20. And as you know, as an ice cream maker, anytime that your temperature is getting above a -10, you can have dimpling and your product isn't lasting as longer, and even the transition of your product getting home is not as long. And that's really why no other freezer is meant for the ice cream maker or ice cream seller for displaying their to-go items and cakes and novelties. And what this unit also has really great LED lights. It can come in black and it can come in white, or it can even come in a two-tone, like black on inside and white on the outside. And one of my favorite parts about this, and it's a Global exclusive, is that there is actually heated panes around this to stop fogging up and condensation. That way your amazing product is always being seen by the customer, and then we always know that when that customer's seeing it like that and it's lit up so well, that's making that impulse buy so much easier. Another great thing about the Global ULG series is that you can have cantilever shelves that have in them already quart holders there, and that way as the customer pulls it up, you can slide down. But these are some of the great parts of the ULG50, and there also is a single door model and also a 3-door model. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out to us so we can help you with your frozen dessert entrepreneurship.